Train by day, Kyle Wigginton podcast by night, all day.
Travis Knight,
Yes.
AR Muscle, podcast on the road today, baby. Dude, I love what you have built here. First of all, you have this awesome gym outside, which we'll play a video of that to intro this thing. But it's something. It's not even about the gym anymore. It's about the culture that you built around the gym. That's what's dope.
Cool.
Yeah. I think that's one thing that a lot of people who run businesses, they forget. They forget that you have to make it more of a family-oriented space because that's what makes people want to come back.
Yeah, very true.
Yeah. And then you added this awesome thing on.
Yeah.
We have, what is this? What would you call this? A gaming?
Esports.
Esports?
Esports center. Yeah.
Nice.
So it's this is Arkansas Esports.
Mm-hmm.
So it's our game center.
Dude, it's so dope. Like, this is the coolest thing ever. Awesome gym and then an esports center too.
Yeah.
It's like, what do you guys do here for this?
People can actually come in and just play hourly with our gaming computers. We have just basically some hand-built gaming computers, and some people can't buy a gaming computer, so they can come here and play them.
They're expensive, yeah.
Yeah. So we have 56 of them, 240 hertz monitors, and so people come here and game, and we also do like some rental events, like we do birthday parties and stuff too.
Yeah, I bet kids love these things.
Yeah.
Come in here and play some esports.
That's right.
Yeah, because I mean, you have what, 50 games or something?
Yeah, right around 50 of the top games, most popular games. So,
well, dude, some of the stuff you guys do with your with the gym, you hold events and things.
Yeah, it's been a little while, but we have done quite a few powerlifting events. But it's been a couple of years now since the shutdown and whatnot. So,
yeah, how do you feel about that shit? Did they actually shut you guys down?
Yeah, for like 6 weeks or so.
Yeah.
And it was rough. We didn't charge any of our members during that time. I didn't, most gyms kept charging people.
That's what I'm talking about. Look at this guy.
Yeah.
This is what I'm talking about. This is a family-oriented space. I love that.
And we had some people go ahead and say, hey, go ahead and run my membership anyway. They sucked and everything. Definitely.
You said 6 months. Is that what it was?
Oh, no. It was like 6 to 8 weeks, I think.
That's nothing, man.
Yeah. No, yeah.
Compared to what they did to us.
Yeah. Yeah. Other parts of the country had a lot worse.
Mm-hmm.
So, it was rough, but we survived. A lot of gyms didn't survive.
Oh, some of the local ones.
No, just around the United States total.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, locally, I'm not real sure. I think everyone in this town did fine. But
yeah. Oh, bro, there's so many businesses that are out now in New Orleans. It's nuts how many bars. I mean, we're talking like restaurants that have been around for years, and they were just like, this is stupid. Like if it was, I don't even think it was about the money. I think it's the principle. If the government can come in and tell me to shut down my business when my employees want to work, then I just no point even doing this shit anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm sure a lot of people had that sentiment and just gave up on it, Well,
the same thing that happened to us.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why we're now another bar. Okay. We used to be the other bar. But whenever we shut down, we're like, we can't survive. So that business had to close and we had to reopen the business under a different name.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So this is a business that we'd been growing for years and then boom, shut down.
Yeah. That's insane.
Mm-hmm.
It's terrible, man. The world is kind of a weird place right now.
A weird place. It's, I don't even know how to describe it anymore, man.
Yeah. I don't know.
Like I've been thinking about this shit for so long now that, it's almost impossible to even talk about because no one's doing anything to stop this. And the government just keeps growing bigger and bigger and taking more and more control of things. It's not, I don't think it's the government anymore. I think it's like, what do they call it? The cabal?
Something like that. Yeah. We're about to go Alex Jones right now.
Hey man, why not?
Yeah.
You're like, I didn't expect this today.
No, I'm down to talk about whatever. No, man. Somebody's pulling the strings.
I wish we knew who it was. I mean, I don't know what I would do if I did know, but at least I feel like if you have an enemy to point at, then you at least know how to fight them.
That's right.
But the way it is right now, you don't even know who to go at.
Yeah. The Art of War. I think the number one rule is know your enemy.
Yeah.
The Art of War.
I love that. Have you read that book?
I've done audio. I do a lot of audio.
Audiobooks are great. Yeah.
But I didn't finish it all the way through, but I did listen to some of it,
The Art of War is a great book. Also, if you haven't read it yet, The War of Art.
I haven't heard of it.
It's another good one, yeah. For anyone who does like creative stuff, it talks about how to battle those creative demons that we all come in contact with. Because anything you're doing in life, even if it's building a business, that's a creative thing you're doing. So it talks about how to take the muse and use the muse to your advantage.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I'll have to check it out.
But no, the War of, or the Art of War is an amazing book. Sun Tzu, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll have to check that one out again because every now and then I'll go back and re-listen to those books when I'm driving like long distance stuff.
Same. Yeah.
That's probably what I'll do this time. But here's something I've been doing because I'm a horrible reader.
Yeah.
Garbage reader.
Fan, yeah.
Yeah. But I've started reading.
Okay.
And if it's only 2 pages a day, then I'll sit down outside. We have a little fountain area where I live at. And I'll start reading my book. Like I said, I'll only get 2 pages a day and I'll still do my 2 pages.
Yeah.
But some days I'll sit down and read 20 pages. It's all about getting that habit. Same thing as like working out and stuff, right?
Same. Yeah. No, that's true. That's true.
And the cool thing about books is they can't change those.
Yes. Yeah. We do need physical copies, I think, because obviously with the internet, it's easily edited. You know, they're constantly editing things and doxing
Always.
and cancel culture and all that good stuff. So
yeah, well, changing the words or changing the definition of words and stuff now. It's like, what the fuck? Like,
yeah.
I mean, it makes sense when you think about it. If you want to control the population, that's a good way to do it.
Definitely
What was
control the information.
Yeah, it was 1984 where they do that.
Yeah. I think so.
The Thought Police.
Mm-hmm.
So I've never read the book, but I've heard a lot about the Thought Police and I know the concept of it. And it's a really crazy thing I heard a while back where, what were they saying? They were saying that whenever we speak, we're speaking in words, right? But whenever we think, we also think in words. So if certain words are outlawed that you can't say, then you can't have certain thoughts.
That's, never thought about it that way, but it makes a lot of sense.
It's crazy, man, how much sense it makes. So if you can't say anything negative about the government, then you can't think anything negative about the government.
Interesting. Huh. I've never thought about that, but
Dude, I love weird shit like this.
Yeah, no, same.
I sit around and just think about this stuff all day long.
Oh man. Yeah. It's good to stay informed. I do the same thing, so
It's hard to stay informed these days though, because there's so much misinformation out there.
Too much, man.
I think that's one of the things they're trying to do is they're trying to confuse everyone.
Maybe bombard everyone with just too much.
With nonsensical information so you don't actually know what to believe anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a guy I got into a while back. His name is Rudolf Steiner. Have you ever heard of Rudolf Steiner?
I've heard the name.
Okay. This is really gonna get weird. But he's the first one that came out and said, and he lived in like from 1860 to like 1920 or something like that. That was the years he was alive.
Okay.
So a long time ago, over 100 years ago. But the things he was writing about were fascinating. And one of the things he said, and I read this paper that he wrote, was about we will soon have a vaccine that cuts off the human being from the soul.
Okay.
And whenever I heard that quote, I was like, what? There's no way this guy actually said this. And I went and found the paper and read the actual paper that he wrote. Fascinating stuff this guy was on. He was talking about how, and this will resonate with you because you recently had a child, but he's talking about the evolution of the human being.
Okay.
And how humans, they go through certain stages of evolution. And we think in our culture, we think there's a kid and then they go through puberty and now they're an adult, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So he was saying, no, there's actually more to it, that when a kid loses his or her teeth at 7 years old, that's the first stage of evolution. That's when they first are a conscious human being.
Okay.
But I mean, this guy was thinking about this stuff in the 1900s. That's nuts.
Yeah, there was a lot going on in those days that I think got shut down.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of good inventors back in those days. Tesla and a lot of other guys that they were really smart in those days.
Amazingly smart, dude. Yeah.
Late 1800s, early 1900s.
What changed?
I think a lot of stuff got shut down. I mean, I think a lot of stuff probably got pushed under,
Black budget project stuff?
I don't know for sure. It's all speculation, but I just think a lot of stuff suppressed. You know what I mean? Like, I just think there's even suppressed technology potentially, health stuff, suppressed health stuff. Definitely technology there's some suppressed technology.
All of it, man.
So, but yeah, there's some people need to research people in the late 1800s and some of those guys. They were, kind of levels above where I think a lot of people are nowadays is intellectually, so. Well,
yeah, the stuff they were writing about's incredible. Like we should have been taught about this stuff in grade school and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, and what's crazy?
I don't know if I was that smart, but in
Well,
grade school, but
I mean, I think you could have been. That's the point of
yeah,
it.
maybe if we were put on the right track early.
Right.
Yeah, that's true. You know.
So one of the cool things about Rudolf Steiner too is he has his own school. It's called the Waldorf Schools. You ever heard of these?
Mm-mm.
Okay, the Waldorf Schools are where all the extremely wealthy people send their kids.
Okay. And
And
still around today.
so there's a lot of them. Yeah, but we don't hear about because we went to public schools, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, public schools in Arkansas really aren't that bad
Yeah, probably not compared to other places. Maybe.
compared to New Orleans.
Yeah.
Oh, bro, I went to some. Oh, dude, I feel so sorry for those kids.
Oh yeah.
We went to one. We were doing a film there one time, and God, I can still remember it so bad. I walked in the school and the windows were busted out. The books were just like they looked like they had mold on them. All the tiles were cracked up. And I asked the guy, I was like, "So this is one of the schools that got hit by Katrina?" And he was like, "Yeah, it was." And I was like, "Oh, so it's not operational?" And he's like, "Oh no, it's operational."
Oh man.
And I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?"
Yeah.
People go to school here.
Right.
It was insane.
And the government's dumping money into Department of Education, and but it's kind of just to push kind of more of an ideology instead of letting people really become educated.
Yeah.
I believe it's kind of just putting you in the system.
Yeah, it's making you a slave,
Yeah, I think so.
making you an employee. I shouldn't
Yeah.
say the S word. People get mad about that.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean,
What's all their perception? They
Yeah.
perceive slave as being something that's that only the African Americans can be, and it's like no, like everyone's a slave these days. You're a slave to your
Yeah.
country.
it's alive and well. I think right now, on multiple levels. I think mental slavery and also, which is it's tragic stuff, but human trafficking.
Yeah.
That's slavery right now, and they say it's wide open. Right.
What do you
now.
think about that shit? That's fucking
It's terrible. Mm-hmm.
the Ghislaine Maxwell
Yeah.
and Jeffrey Epstein. All those people.
Yeah.
You think he's actually dead?
I don't know. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I have no idea.
What about her getting 20 years for, like,
Yeah.
clearly there's proof that she was doing it. If she was convicted of anything,
Yeah. Oh,
and
yeah.
just getting 20 years for it.
Yeah. I don't know what happened there, man. I mean, I'm sure she knew a lot of people in power, and I'm surprised she got 20 years because just who, she's connected. And so,
Well, her 20 years is probably different from 20 years of like marijuana possession or something like that. Like her 20
Probably.
years are probably like, well, I'll be on a resort for 20 years.
right. Yeah, there's something special there. And yeah, that's a rabbit hole, man. Human trafficking is one of the most terrible and most important things I think people should be aware of. It's terrible right now,
What do you think they do with them? Is it like a sex thing or they eat them? I'm baiting you up right now.
yeah.
My bad.
Men, I don't know. Probably, sadly, from what you hear online and stuff, probably both.
God.
It's terrible. I mean,
Are they even humans? Because like I heard about this thing called convergent evolution. So we know divergent. Divergence whenever you have a species and they diverge from each other. So convergent evolution is where you have two species and they start to look similar to each other. So they co-evolve and they're two different species, but they start to look so similar they can actually live in the same habitat and they think they're, the same species.
I actually haven't heard of that though. Mm-mm.
It's something
Pretty
creepy that
interesting,
a dude
yeah.
like brought up to my attention and I was like, what the fuck?
So you're saying there could be what?
I don't know.
Species of a human that's maybe
Yeah.
they live off blood or
I don't know if they live off blood, but they look at us like, cause we think, or like you and I are both Homo sapiens, right? Okay. We know this. That's why we get along well. Right. So maybe or we might not be, honestly, like, we were just raised together. So we think we're Homo sapiens, but then you have this other group of entities that look like us and they know they're actually not us. So they look at us like we're a lesser species.
interesting. Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm with you. They probably at least look at us that way. That's for sure. I mean, it seems like we have a group that does look at everyone else as lesser,
Oh yeah.
I
I don't want to say any names or anything, but,
Yeah. Yeah. We are in Arkansas, so there's
I don't think
Clintons are from Arkansas, and
oh, yeah, they're
Clintons are pretty heavy.
anomalies. Because I don't think they're part of the group that I'm thinking about. I think that most of those creatures that we're talking about live on the coastlines. I think I stay away from middle America because I know that too many people are armed. So if they ever did get ousted, then they would just be like done.
Yeah, they're really confident though. I mean, they're confident in their schemes.
Oh, we're totally speculating right now. Like we're off the charts.
Yeah.
Like we actually there's actually a group of people. No, I've met some people that are questionable.
Yeah.
And they would say things and I'm like, I've never heard anyone else say this kind of shit.
Like what?
One time I was in New York and this lady that I was hanging out with, she's also works for Big Pharma. Okay. We got to talking about the same kind of stuff right here. And she was talking about cogs in the machine. She called every human cog in a machine. And I was like, whoa. I was like, I understand that the United States is a machine. It functions as a machine, but you don't have to think of people that way.
Yeah. You don't want to dehumanize completely.
And that's what she was doing. And I was like, okay, well, this isn't going anywhere.
Yeah. It's just someone you knew, or did you do a podcast with her? Or?
Oh no, she probably wouldn't do a podcast. It was someone so when I was bartending on Bourbon Street, I would always bump into these people from all across the planet, and we'd stay in contact. I'd stay in contact with some of them. And somehow, for whatever reason, she and I stayed in contact. And one time she hit me up and she was like, yo, you want to come to a play in New York? And I was like, sure, I'll come up there. Mm-hmm. So we went to like the film festivals up there and went to a couple plays and stuff on Broadway. And that's when we got to talking about this kind of stuff. And I was like, all right, I'm out. And
she was with Big Pharma?
Yeah, she worked for and it was right before all the shit broke out.
Yeah, Big Pharma is, it's a monster.
Which doesn't make any sense, the shit they do. That's why I think a lot of those people are the entities we're talking about. Because, or maybe, I don't know, maybe some of them are just manipulated. Like they don't understand that they're actually like hurting people more than they're helping them. That you're helping people more than they are.
Man, I really think it's greed at the end of the day. A lot of it's money. Greed. And yeah, I mean, it's all money. You know, even your local doctors push prescriptions for money. I think we've gotten into too much greed. I mean, really.
But do you think it's a human problem or that's a world problem?
Yeah, I think it's definitely a human issue. Yeah, I think it's definitely a human issue, and maybe we go through certain times where maybe we're in a time period where greed is at a higher level than, maybe it's a spiritual time, it just kind of.
I'm down with the yugas, like talking about the Indian philosophies. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It makes sense when you think about it because everything around us is energy, right? It's all just like waves of energy. Mm-hmm. So it makes sense to think that time would also be a wave. So you have the ups and the downs of time. Mm-hmm. But I think it's, I think our system is so flawed. There's so much corruption in our system now that's actually creating the greed.
Yeah, that's true. It's very corrupt.
Because people they're uncertain about tomorrow. Mm-hmm. So if they're uncertain about tomorrow, they're going to take and they're going to hold rather than take and like help and give back to other people around them. Mm-hmm. So I think that's actually what's creating the greed. Yeah. But I don't know what to do about it,
I know. I'm not sure I don't know the answers. That's for sure. I mean, I don't think I know the answers, to the big problem. But no, I agree. The corruption is run rampant, and I think it's just really in there right now. The corruption is just really powerful right now. I think it's probably number one problem is just corruption.
Yeah, well, we were talking a while back. I think I told you about my idea to end the corruption in politics, and the idea has grown since then. But the essential aspect of it is that if you look at the United States as a machine, think about it as a car, right? When you have a car, if a piece of the car is broken, you don't throw the car away and buy a brand new car. You monitor those pieces, and then when a piece is broken, you replace the piece. Okay, so we can take the same aspect and apply it to the United States of America. We just need to monitor the broken pieces. So right now, the broken piece is the leaders of our system, or I would say Congress is the broken piece, the main broken piece, because they create our laws, and we have no clue what's going on. There's no transparency there. So if we could create a monitoring system that would monitor these guys, we could find the broken pieces and get them out and actually get some people in that would actually change the system for the better.
Right. I agree. Yeah. It should be, we should go to more open source. Everything should be open source and transparent, especially with the government. And that's the only way we could probably even have real control is open source information. Probably even, well, I guess we could probably see where they're spending our money, but open source, where they're spending all of the tax dollars, you know?
Well, that, and then also the lobbyists.
Yeah.
Because I mean, they're
That's a
paying for
problem.
votes. These huge corporations are literally paying Congress members to vote a certain way.
Yeah. I don't know if we need lobbying at all. I mean, I'm not an expert on that, but we probably don't need that at all.
Well, I'm not an expert on anything I speak on, but I just open my mouth and let it go.
Yeah. Okay.
That's gonna get me
Makes two
shot
of
one
us.
day. Yeah.
No.
No, I lobbyists I think are a blight on this planet
Yeah.
because they're literally just paying for votes, and we have so much greed in politics right now and so much corruption. And you have these ancient politicians like fucking Nancy Pelosi.
Yeah.
Like she can barely even speak now.
Yeah. And she's like openly insider trading pretty much
Yeah.
in open.
Dude, I challenge her and her husband to a debate anytime they want it.
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
We could
Come
tear
and get it, Nancy.
Yeah. We could tear them to shreds, I think.
Yeah, 100%. Well, our brains actually function.
Yeah. She's I guess, part of the swamp.
So I think that if you implemented the system that I was talking about, and you do it in such a way where you basically have it on the blockchain, because blockchain is transparent, and anytime that a new bill is written, we let AI scour the bill, because these bills are like 800, 900 pages long. It's impossible for one of us to sit down and read those bills, and they're made with like this jargon that we've never even heard of, right?
Yeah.
So you let these new computers that are AI go through the bill, and they could do it super quick and put it in layman's terms. And then they send it to everyone on the blockchain, which would be all of us, United States citizens. You get a chance to vote, cast your vote, left, right, swiping, yes, no. Then that vote gets tallied. And if the politicians vote opposite of their constituents, then they basically get a mark on their report card. We use their system against them.
Okay.
So every politician has a report card, and if their report card says they have an F, get them the F out.
That's right. Yeah. No, I like that. No,
Yeah.
we definitely need something like that. I mean, it's really the only answer to, to all the corruption, man. I mean, we need to develop that.
We do, yeah. So if anyone's out there that wants that, come and get it.
Yeah.
I hate greed. That's one of the worst things that I've had to deal with in my life. Is like people that whenever I build something, they want to sell it and they want the profit. And it's like, no, that's not what we do. Like if we're gonna build it, we're gonna co-own it, right?
Right.
Yeah. But I mean, and anytime that someone tells me I can't do something, like when the government shut down the business, I was like, oh, it's on.
Yeah. Yeah. I kind of operate that way as well, man. Like, if someone, just like with these businesses, tells you can't achieve it, man, it kind of gives me that fire,
Yeah.
It has the opposite effect for some reason. It just gives me motivation. I don't know why, but
does it give me
wired
motivation?
different.
It doesn't give me motivation to work hard in business. It gives me motivation to crush them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
That
it's
too.
like, why do you have so much fucking power?
Yeah.
That's why I never really even thought about government until this past like 3 years.
Same. Yeah.
I was like,
They
if they
kinda-
can't affect me, then I don't care.
Yeah. They're in your face now. I mean, they're kind of like in our faces.
That is very strange, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like 10 years ago, you've never seen politicians on Instagram or the news every night. Or I didn't. I don't know. Were they there?
I don't know. I didn't pay as much attention, honestly, until, I really didn't.
That's probably how they got in power. They weren't
No.
flexing on TV every night.
Yeah.
But now they've exposed themselves.
Yeah.
And they're not even the real controllers.
I know it. Yeah. Have you heard of World Economic Forum?
Yeah. Yeah. That's creepy.
Yeah. I watched a little bit of it.
Oh, you actually watched it?
Little bit.
Okay.
of
What are
it,
they doing there?
I think they're kind of basically trying to plan the future of the world. There's a guy on there. I really think his name's like Klaus
Schwab.
Yeah, his name's floating around everywhere right now. So he wants everybody to eat bugs, I think.
What kind of name is that?
I'm not. I haven't researched it, but I don't know. He has an accent, like a really powerful.
Is that German?
like- I don't know.
Are we going back there again?
Hope not. I don't know what his accent is, but
You ever eaten bugs?
No, just crawfish. I'm sure y'all eat those down there.
Mud bugs, yeah. No, so I've eaten real bugs too.
Oh,
I'm not a fan of them at all.
Yeah.
We had at the bar I work at, there's several people that work in, one's a primatologist, the other one is an insectologist. I don't know. It might be the wrong word to use, but there's an insectarium in New Orleans, and he's actually the bug chef for the New Orleans Insectarium. And we got to talking one night, and I was like, yo, man, next time you're at work, make me some of your bug delicacies and bring them in here to the bar. We'll sample them out at the bar. So he makes mealworm cookies, and he made chocolate covered crickets.
Okay.
And then he made what was the other one? The other one was it was a cricket again that had peppermint crickets.
You tried all those?
Tried all of them. Mealworm cookies weren't bad, but I mean they tasted just like snickerdoodle cookies. But something about just knowing you're eating worms.
Yeah.
The peppermint grasshoppers, no, not ever doing that again. The chocolate covered ones, it's so weird. They tasted like Reese's peanut butter cups. When you eat a cricket, it tastes like peanut butter, and then you put chocolate on it. But that's not what I want my main source of protein to be.
No, I was actually listening to something this morning about this, and so I can't remember the term, but there's some thing that either bugs carry or have that we can't digest. Like we're not supposed to eat bugs at all.
Like the chitin or something? Is that what it is?
What was it?
Chitin is like their armor or their...
Yeah, it's some words like that. And I was just listening to it this morning. It's supposed to maybe cause a lot of autoimmune problems, or they were comparing it to like the modified wheat that we do now, and that it causes like these what is it? It's the what is the allergy people have? Gluten
allergies.
So it's supposed to be similar to that, but like a lot worse by eating bugs, because we're not actually supposed to eat them at all. We can't process something that they have. I think it is something with the shell, so it could make a lot of people sick.
I mean, I believe it. Yeah. If you don't, so I recently changed my diet. Like, I don't know, what do you eat? Do you eat meat and stuff, or?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I keep it lean. I mean, I try to eat lean foods, like healthy foods, basically. So just like chicken, turkey, and eggs and stuff like that, but I eat a lot of like rice and stuff.
Yeah. So, I basically, a while back, my buddy was telling me that he was a vegetarian, and I was like, I'm not going full vegetarian. And now I'm about 90% vegetarian, and I eat about 10% meat.
Okay.
And I feel amazing. Look good too. Feel good.
Yeah.
I feel lighter every day. It's crazy, but I still have to eat protein. And I believe that you do need meat in your diet. And one reason I believe you need meat is because I've seen him. He has to take iron pills.
Yeah.
He bruises up so easy. And I'm like, bro, clearly you need something else in your diet that you're not getting from eating straight vegetables.
Yeah. No. Yeah. You have to, I know we have to have, at least a complete protein. Like you can mix, I guess, rice and beans and get a complete protein. So I don't know if that would fully substitute meat at all, but.
See, I don't know enough about diet.
Man. Yeah. I know some guys that were, full vegan, or a guy specifically was full vegan. And then he had to come back slightly off of that because he wasn't getting all of his nutrition.
What issues did he have?
I don't know specifically, but I just know he had to, he started adding back meat. He was vegan for several years, and he lost a lot of weight and looked good, but I think he had some vitamin deficiencies going on.
Makes sense.
Like that. So, I guess we have to have a certain amount of protein, or maybe animal. I don't know if it's even possible to live off without some type of animal proteins. I don't know.
Yeah. One of the things, that I follow this page is called, what is it called? Wallach's Warriors. So this guy named Dr. Wallach, and he studied like animals. That's what he used to study. And he realized they were healthier than the humans were that he was coming in contact with. So he started doing research on it. And even people that are like straight vegetarians, the reason they're not getting enough minerals and nutrients in their body is because the bulk production of produce these days, they're depleting the minerals and nutrients out of the soil.
Yes.
So back in the day when like our ancestors were cooking their food, they were cooking with wood stoves. So every time when they would finish the wood stove, they would take the ashes and they would sprinkle the ashes in their garden. What that was doing is it was putting the minerals and nutrients back in the garden.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're not doing that anymore. We're cooking with electric and we're cooking with gas.
Mm-hmm.
So we're not adding this stuff back into our home gardens and doing this. Yeah,
That's true. I mean, it's very true. I mean, I guess farmers nowadays use just a lot of, I guess they buy chemical fertilizers, and there's a big industry in chemical fertilizers. But some video I watched recently, and it's verified and everything, is really interesting the way they were putting the nutrition back in the soil. Is they were taking, they called it rock dust.
Oh, okay.
And they were taking stones, I guess different types, sandstone and stuff, and they were grinding it into fine. And they were doing these experiments where a farmer would have half his field chemical fertilizer and half his field, they added rock dust back to the soil, and it was outperforming
Oh yeah,
the fertilizer.
that makes sense. You add the minerals back in.
Yeah, it's called rock dust. So it's something people could look into. It's really interesting.
Where do they get that at? Or is it available?
I don't know for sure. I guess they just had to quarry out rock and then they grind it. But there was some company doing it. I think it was actually in another country. They were doing it. And there's a video.
It's your next business right there.
Yeah, I mean,
We'll go start grinding up some rock, baby.
Yeah, no, that's what I was thinking, man. I mean, somebody should do that, and the cost was so much less than chemical fertilizer,
Oh yeah.
and the results were definitely there. You know,
Can't be that hard to make rock dust.
no, I mean, no, just have to mine it out and bust it up, and then
It's got to be
put
the
it on
certain rocks,
food.
probably, right?
I'm not sure. I didn't dive into it, but I watched some stuff on it.
Yeah.
But it's really interesting. There's a lot of stuff we can do like that. You know, that's common sense, and I think it goes back to just money and power and
Control.
yeah, the industries, the big industries and fertilizer industries, and just all the big industries have kind of gotten a stranglehold.
Yeah.
I feel like, you know.
No, I'm 100% agreement with you, man. I see it all the time. Like there's one of my friends in New Orleans. She works for a company that battles big pharma, and she thinks she's doing her part. And I told her, we were talking about it one day, and I was like, you know that big pharma budgets for your company every year. It's like if your company is budgeted for, you're not doing your part. You're simply part of the game.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Yeah. So if you actually doing something, you would hit them where, you know, they wouldn't be expecting it to come.
Mm-hmm.
So all this crap that like she's fighting against, it's just it's just part of the game they're playing.
So what's she doing? How's she fighting? Or?
When people file lawsuits against big pharma, her company goes in and they fight the cases for them.
Okay.
Yeah. But like I said, they budget for all this stuff. So I mean, she's part of the game.
Yeah, man. I think where we really messed up was where you can't hold these companies liable for vaccines.
Yeah.
That's a law that's on the books. You can't really hold them accountable from what I understand. You're not fully, maybe, I know vaccines specifically that there's an exemption.
This new one, especially, right?
Yeah, it's been going on for, I don't know if it was passed in the 90s or.
Oh,
but
like it was.
It's been on the books for a while.
Oh.
It's these vaccine companies can make vaccines and put them out, and you can't sue them for them.
See, that's why Rudolf Steiner's quote is so fascinating to me, that he, back in the day, was saying, we'll have a vaccine that cuts the human off from the soul. That's huge.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. mRNA, maybe. Did you get it?
No, hell no.
No, I haven't either.
Yeah, no, I'm open about it too. Anyone who asks me, I'm like, no, I didn't get it. What are you
Yeah.
going to say about it?
Yeah. I've known people that's gotten it and
Oh, but I
gotten
couldn't-
really sick.
We had Saints tickets, 4 Saints tickets on the 50-yard line of the first game this year. We couldn't go get it. We couldn't go to the game.
Oh, man.
My buddies were coming down from Arkansas and everything. We had to stay home.
Yeah, they wouldn't let you go.
They wouldn't let us in. Yeah, I'm
You
like,
didn't get a fake.
I don't want to talk about it. I can't talk about it on here.
Yeah. There's always a way around.
There are, but it's the risks. Like, you should never have to take a risk that much to go. Because I mean, I think there was like 5 years of jail, right? If you had a fake one.
I didn't hear that. I didn't know.
Yeah, it was major jail time.
Really?
But yeah, so I was like, it's not worth the risk.
No, I didn't even know that.
Mm.
No.
That's why we can't talk about it.
Yeah.
We'll cut this section out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. And the section about the Clintons, cut that out too.
Oh yeah, we'll get off to that one.
Yeah.
No, I say enough shit on this podcast, and I don't think we have enough listeners yet. If maybe one day people start listening, then we'll start cutting things out.
Yeah.
Another cool thing that I read. This is gonna get weird again. Oh, we don't have anywhere to go. So talking about diet. Okay, one of the cool things that I read a while back was about like marine animals. So if you take the smallest marine animal and then you take one of the largest marine animals, you'll see that the mineral and vitamin nutrients are more dense in the largest animal. So the top of the food chain has the more vitamin and mineral rich foods, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you're eating them, say that. So if you eat like the what do they call them? Diatoms. If you eat those are the smallest things. You have to eat 1 million of them to get your minerals and nutrients. Makes sense. And if you eat like something like a whale or a shark or a dolphin, top of the food chains, you'll get a more mineral rich food. So if you think about it, what is the top of the food chain on the planet? It would be us, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Because
So where are you going with this?
I'm just saying. Maybe this is one reason.
Too.
Maybe this is. Are they promoting that?
Yeah.
Oh, is that with the child trafficking stuff comes in? You think?
I don't think so. I mean,
With
I'm sure it's
cannibalism?
I think it's part of it. I mean, but I've been seeing weird stuff them promoting it. You know, I think if times were too hard, they're just like trying to encourage people to do that. You know, if times got too hard.
I mean, I'm just saying it could be very, very rich food.
No.
No, the Soylent Green thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay, you know, there's actually a product called Soylent.
I don't know. I guess not.
Yeah, dude.
Really?
It's nuts. Yeah, I think it's made out of actual soy, or they say so. But the fact they even named it that is so weird to me.
Yeah, that's strange.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's like a little. Is it like a bar?
No, it's a liquid.
Oh,
Yeah, so it's like a liquid that you drink.
okay. Drink them. No, did you hear about Pepsi? About there was I can't confirm any of this.
Oh, none of the shit that I say I can confirm either. I just say it, you know. Yeah.
But Pepsi, I think it's on record. I probably could look it up online that Pepsi was using parts of fetuses in their
What?
flavoring. Yeah.
What?
It's like on record.
Why?
I think so. I don't know. I heard that probably it's been at least 5 years ago, but it was like a big thing. They were
What part of a fetus would you use for flavor?
I don't know. They were using baby parts supposedly in Pepsi,
So
which I
fucking
can't
weird.
confirm any of this. I mean,
No, that's a fact. That's a fact.
yeah, I mean,
Pepsi don't sponsor this. Fuck you.
yeah. But yeah, that's what I've seen. So, I mean,
Well, cocaine and cokes.
yeah,
Yeah, that was one of the things back in the day.
yeah,
I probably would have liked that.
yeah, yeah, probably wouldn't have been too bad.
So another crazy conversation here. You ever tried psychedelics? You may not want to talk about this.
Man, I haven't much. I really haven't. I've always been a little, just weed, you know, is all I've ever tried. Other than that, man, I've always been really hesitant to try them, you
A
know?
lot of people are. I think it's because of how we're raised.
Yeah. And well, I would be more interested in trying the natural ones other than like,
Psilocybin.
yeah, I mean, I would maybe try it. Definitely wouldn't want to try LSD. I know there's a lot of people that have, but just too risky for me.
I've tried them both. LSD is a no-go for me.
Yeah.
It's very chemical.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can feel it in your body. It's like this shouldn't be here.
Wow.
But when you take psilocybin, it's almost like it works well with your body.
Yes. Yeah. You know, there's a lot of medical stuff coming out about that, you know, PTSD. And I think I saw where this ex-military guy's opening like this psilocybin. It's like a medical facility where they're going to give people psilocybin.
Around here?
I think it's in Colorado.
Mm-hmm.
I think
Yeah, I think it's legal out there now.
I think that's where it is. And
Yeah, it's going to change the world, dude.
So I know there's definitely health benefits with that, 100%. You know, mental. But I don't have much experience personally, but I've researched it a lot and listened to a lot of videos. Like ayahuasca, I've watched a lot of videos on that.
I don't know that. I haven't tried that one. That one kind of scares the shit out of me.
I guess it's the most powerful.
Yeah, I've heard stories about that, and I've heard stories about oh my god, what's the other one? Not ketamine. It's peyote.
I've heard of it. Yeah.
like cactuses.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But no, so I was like, I had this like weird phase I was going through when I was transitioning from Bourbon Street to what I do now. And I was like this downhill decline mentally. And then someone was like, you should try this. So I did. I tried psilocybin one time and it changed my entire life.
And just off the one event.
Off the one, I guess you would say trip. Yeah.
Yeah. How many grams?
It wasn't even a lot. Yeah. I took like 2 or 3 caps and stems.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so it wasn't even a huge dose or anything.
Yeah. No, that would probably do it, man.
Yeah. Anytime you introduce a new drug to your body too, it like hits really hard the first time around.
Oh yeah.
And then I started microdosing.
Okay.
And microdosing's also changed my life.
Yeah, definitely. No, I've heard a lot of good things, man.
Yeah.
About it. Have you heard about the frog stuff that the smoke off of the frog or from the frog?
Oh, so I haven't heard the smoking one, but I've heard the where they take a little skewer thing and they rub the liquid off the frogs and like tap your arm with it.
Yeah.
So like stick it in your arm, so you have like a dot on your arm after that.
Okay. Yeah, pretty much the same thing, I think.
What is it called?
I've
There's
just
a
heard it
funky
called
name, right?
smoke frog is all I've heard it called, but I don't know if that's just.
What do they do? Do they smoke them?
That's what I thought. I mean,
So I heard that with scorpions.
I know Mike Tyson's done it.
He smoked frogs.
Yeah, he
Jesus.
talks about he's really big into psychedelics.
Yeah.
Mike Tyson, have you seen him recently? And
I've seen a lot of Mike Tyson stuff, and I know that it's calmed him down a whole lot.
mm-hmm.
I think that's what it did for me too. It was like I had a lot of like rage in me as like a young man,
Yeah,
and then I couldn't figure out where the correct outlet for that rage.
Mm-hmm.
And then being on Bourbon Street, you're just around debaucherous like things all the time, so you end up doing all this debaucherous shit to kind of nullify the rage or nullify the negatives in your life. You're looking for these positive things, the dopamine hits, right?
yeah.
So that was what I was chasing, was always chasing dopamine hits. And then after it's almost like the mushrooms were a reset button and they hit me and I was like, whoa, what the fuck am I doing?
Wow.
Yeah. So I don't know what Mike Tyson has going on, but I saw him one time on a podcast eat a fucking handful of mushrooms.
Oh wow. Yeah.
And I was like, that's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. It's kind of like a recalibration, I guess. Gives you it's like a reboot,
Mm-hmm.
and kind of lets you just reset your, mental processes or something. So
Yeah. So one of the cool things that I did when I took them is I did something called dark room tripping.
okay.
Okay. This is what the yogis used to do. So the yogis, they would go to in these caves. There's caves with holes in them, and they would crawl in these dark caves, and they would take these psychedelics, and then they would, when you're taking a psychedelic and you have external stimulus like all this right here, you're still going to be out here and experiencing the external stimulus. It's going to be more vibrant and stuff. It's not really going to be hallucinations. Things will look like they're moving and things. But when you go into a dark room, you go inside of yourself.
Okay.
And you deal with like whatever it was that you were going through. And the cool thing about the way memories work is whenever you relive a memory or a traumatic event, you basically pull it out like a file. You relive the traumatic event or the memory, and then you place the file back into your head.
Interesting.
So whenever you're on mushrooms and you go inside of yourself, you're reliving those memories and those traumatic events that you had, but you don't save them again. So it's a more vibrant experience because you're on the mushrooms. So it's going to be really bad if you had like a traumatic thing you were going through.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, once you relive that memory, it's gone.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's
so then the
awesome.
next day you wake up and you're over it.
Yeah. There's a lot of trauma. I mean, humans deal with a lot of trauma. Everyone. I mean, so yeah. I saw Terrence McKenna talk
I love
about the
Terrence
dark room.
McKenna.
Yeah, the dark room.
What did he say about it?
He was just talking about his heroic dose.
That's
and,
crazy.
like,
5 grams.
I think it was like 9.
9 grams.
I think it was
Jesus,
9.
dude, that's not fun.
Yeah, that's just scary.
Yeah.
And he was talking about the dark room and elves. I think he was talking about elves.
I've heard about the elves with ayahuasca too.
Yeah.
The machine elves, or what do they call them?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. See, I've
So-
never experienced those. Some of the cool experiences that I've had, I've talked about it before on the podcast too. And a lot of it had to do with one day this guy walked into the bar and we were talking about like chakras and things.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, I got a book you need to read. So he brings me this book and I pick it up. And once again, I told you I'm a horrible reader, but for some reason I couldn't put the book down. I was just like, I was in this book and it was called The Science of Yoga, Fascinating book. But it goes into like depth on what the Kundalini energy is and the chakras and things like that, and how to open them, and also like how to achieve samadhi, how to like dive deeper into like the scientific aspect of the world and who you are. It's a really cool book. But during that time of me reading that book, I also started meditating a lot.
Okay.
You meditate?
No, not in a literal sense.
Yeah.
But I feel like I'm always meditating.
Yeah.
So
I started meditating a lot by the bayou there in New Orleans.
cool.
And I don't know, man, it was nuts, because at the end of that month, it was like a month-long journey that I was on. And I was taking like a little small doses of like just psilocybin when I was like meditating and stuff. At the end of this is going to sound crazy. Okay. I was able to shut my headphones off just through meditation, because I was using Bluetooth headphones.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I know it sounds nuts, right?
Man.
Okay.
No, yeah, I could definitely.
So if you ever look at the old pictures in the Renaissance, you'll see these the saints.
Mhm.
Okay, and all the saints have these glowing rings around their head. Okay, so what they were doing is they achieved this thing called the Kundalini awakening, and when that happens, you basically ignite something in your head, which makes an electromagnetic halo come around your head. Now, in Christianity, we all know it as the halo, right? We think it's a ring around your head. No, it's actually a ring this way.
Okay. Yeah.
So when that ring expands around your head, you actually cut off the Bluetooth connection.
Oh wow. Yeah. So it's like your consciousness.
Yeah,
learning it.
you're expanding your consciousness, and it shuts off the connection. It was freaking wild, dude.
Wow. No, I'm into that. It's super interesting. The brain definitely puts off waves and probably magnetic energy and probably energy we don't know about. But
Yeah.
but that's super cool, man. That's crazy.
These bodies, we have no clue about these bodies.
Did you try to bend a spoon?
I didn't try to bend the spoon. No. I mean,
should try this.
it got way weirder than that too. I don't know if you want to hear about the rest of it, but it got
Sure.
okay.
Yeah.
So towards the end of the month, when I realized I could do that, I started pushing myself. I'm going to see like how far I could take this, and it's broad daylight, right? So there's people like walking around and stuff, because people run by the bayou and stuff. I'm just like it's outside meditating and shit. So I started fasting, and then I started sleep depriving myself too, because that's some of the practices the yogis did. And I was practicing a certain type of meditation it's really dangerous, but it's called pranayama. So if you do it wrong, it's pretty dangerous, because you'll hyperventilate yourself. But one day I was meditating, and I got to that level where I was like shutting off my headphones, and then bam, I got hit in the side of the head. And I got hit so hard it like knocked me over. And so I come up and I'm like looking around to see like who hit me in the side of the head. No one was there.
Wow.
And I was like, I don't fucking know what that was. But I started stumbling my way back to my apartment. It was like 100 feet away or something like that. It's pretty close. I get back to my apartment, and then I thought I was having a heart attack. I was like, oh shit, my arm is like tingling. I was like, this is definitely a heart attack. And this is why I think this was like the main traumatic thing that I was trying to get over was death, like my fear of death. So that night I died, because I was thinking, I was like, I'm having a heart attack. Should I let anyone know I'm having a heart attack? And I was like, no, if this is death, I accept it.
Yeah.
And I laid down on the bed, and I was prepared to die. And then the next thing I know, there were 3 black orbs spinning above my chest, and they were pulling light out of my chest. It was wild, dude.
Yeah.
And then my body like took over and did some weird shit. My feet started paddling. My hands started doing these symbols, which I now know are called mudras.
Oh, wow.
And they were and this was like just reflex, right? And then I started chanting Om. And when I did that, the orbs dispersed, the light shot back into my chest, and I passed out.
Wow. No, that's very intense.
It's trippy, dude.
Wow. I've never had an experience like that, but did you have any physical markings on your head or anything? From
No.
that? Maybe it's just all spiritual.
No, there's still like some pain where it hit me that day, but I don't know what it was. And I even asked the guy that gave me the book. I was like, what happened to me? And he's like, I have no clue. He said maybe that whenever the Kundalini is rising, sometimes like if there's a weak spot in your chakra system, that it'll cause like a blowout.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Anything since? Have you noticed any? I mean.
Oh, my life changed that day.
Yeah.
Yeah. One thing I got over was my fear of death.
Right.
Yeah. So I think that was holding me back a lot in life.
Okay.
Just that anger that I was feeling was the unknown about death. So like the entire like time that I was a young man, I was out like doing stupid shit, like fighting people and going out getting drunk, just chasing tail all the time.
Mhm.
It was because I was chasing those dopamine hits. I was chasing something that I was running away from death. That's what I was doing.
Yeah, right. 100%.
Yeah. And then after that day, life just switched. Like I started doing things for other people.
Mhm.
I started enjoying the act of giving back.
Right. No, I've heard a lot about the like it's like a perceived death when it comes to a lot of things, even the ayahuasca, and I guess it's, a lot of people talk about ego death.
Ego death, yeah. That was major for me, yeah.
That kind of what it
100%, dude. Yeah. I mean, that was the ego thing that was speaking when I was out fighting people and
yeah.
trying to score with as many women as I could. It was all this ego speaking.
Right. That's huge. Man, maybe we need to get some politicians to do some of that ego death stuff.
100%, man. Fucking load those bitches up on mushrooms.
Yeah, they're yeah, man. Have you ever seen Limitless, the movie?
Yeah.
It's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
And
what do you think that was? You think that's actually a thing?
I'm sure they do have some. I'm sure they have some hidden tech, like pharmaceutical tech, that they're probably trying. I'm sure they have Biden on it. I think
Something keeps his ass going.
Yeah, he might just have. What is it? He like those reanimating microbes inside of him. You know,
They're not
there
working
might
very
be
good.
some Biden fans that listen. I don't know.
Who cares? Fuck them. Yeah. Now, if you can look at the world right now and think he's doing a good job, then you have something wrong with you.
Yeah.
I saw a thing the other day. It was his approval rating. It's like 50 something percent. I'm like, there's no fucking way.
No, I don't think so.
No, there's no way. It was like 55%. I'm like, no way. It's 55% approval rating.
And have you seen those microbes? What are they? They're when people fast for long periods of time, they come out of their body.
What?
It's I don't know, what is it? It's just it's like worms and different microbes. I forgot the terms they use on them, but sometimes they're actually highly intelligent, and they've been proven to I watched this video and it was like, I don't know, for easy terms, like basically this large walking stick bug, and it was moving and walking, and they put it in water and all these microbes came out of it.
It was still alive after that?
So it actually was never alive. They just had the body animated.
Oh my God, dude.
And there's these bugs. And my manager, Dylan, who runs the gym, he told me about these other microbes that are, I may get the story wrong, but it's basically like these microbes that get inside of what do you say? So they get inside of these mice.
Oh, yeah.
And they start attacking cats.
What is that called? Yeah, I've heard Rogan talk about this one. Toxoplasmosis, toxogondioplasmosis, something like that.
I don't know.
I could be wrong. But yeah, they get inside of rats in their brains and they go, because rats normally run from cats, but no, these rats don't run from them. They go and like attack the cat. So the cat will kill them. And then when the cat kills them, it eats the rat, and then it gets in the cat then after that.
Yeah, because they ultimately want in the cat.
Do they get in humans too?
They're in humans, yeah. And so ultimately we know that they can mess with if they can do it in animals, I'm sure they can maybe.
So are the humans even alive?
I don't know. Maybe some of us are, some aren't,
I have
some
that
are reanimated.
Well, no, I have that theory anyway with the NPCs. I think there are some NPCs on this planet, non-playable characters.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like you come across some people and they just like, it's almost like they're stuck in a loop.
Yeah.
I think that's their NPC loop.
Okay. Yeah, no, I see it.
Yeah, I was watching Westworld. I haven't seen the new season of Westworld, but have you ever seen Westworld?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
I've never watched it anyway.
So first 3 seasons of Westworld, I think the second one's pretty slow, but the first season's amazing. But one of the cool things about Westworld is they take these robots, and these robots are lifelike robots, and they have this like theme park made out of these things. And a real human can go into the theme park and they can literally do anything they want to because they can reanimate all these robots all the time. So the robots are just on this like steady loop of their day-to-day tasks that they do. But then anytime they interact with a human that's in the theme park, the robots can go off track, and the humans they can kill them if they want to. They can just like rape them if they want to. They can do whatever they want to. And you think this is it's kind of a cool idea that you can just go be as debauched as you want to. But then you realize that the entire theme park was set up to monitor. I'm gonna tell it's spoilers. Are you ever gonna watch this?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah, tell me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the entire theme park was set up to monitor the humans doing their debaucherous shit. Because in real life, think about it right now. We're playing characters. You're playing Travis Knight. I'm playing Kyle Wigginton. This isn't really what we want to be doing. You know what I mean? Like there's other things we could want to be. I mean, I'm cool with this, right? But I'm saying most people, when they come in contact with someone else, they're not really doing, they're not being authentic.
Mm-hmm.
There's always something else they would rather be doing. But when you're in a theme park that nothing matters, you can be as authentic as you want to. And most humans, they turn into violent animals when they're in those situations. So they end up killing people, raping them, doing whatever they want to.
Yeah.
And what they did was they had all the cowboy hats. They had these like strips in the cowboy hats that would monitor their brainwaves. Okay. So that's what the entire theme park was set up for, is to monitor the brainwaves of the humans doing debaucherous shit.
Did they all do it, or were some good?
Well, I think most of them were bad, because most of the people that went to the theme park were also extremely wealthy psychopaths, because it cost a lot of money to get into the theme park.
Gotcha.
So they were doing all this crazy shit. But then you realize, as the story goes on, they're collecting all this data for an AI machine. Okay. And then if you think about the way humans actually function in real life, most of the time we're stuck in our day-to-day loops. You get up, you go do something, you do something else, and then you have this like weekly loop that you do. Mm-hmm. And the way the brain functions is you have this stuff called myelination, and it's like fat deposits in the brain. So the more you do a task, the task becomes easier, because your brain is literally insulating those synapses, so you can do this task over and over again.
I see.
So you're creating your own loop in your mind. And that's why it's hard for some people to break habits.
Yeah.
Because they're creating these loops in their mind. But they use the AI in the show to manipulate regular humans in their loops. So if you think about today, what we do is we get on Instagram, we get on Facebook, and we scroll down through our walls. And those are controlled by algorithms.
Yeah.
And these algorithms are telling you, they're manipulating your loops that you're on. So we're already being controlled. Most people just don't realize it yet.
That's true, man. Yeah. A lot of people are just being affected and pretty much controlled through social media.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty crazy how powerful big tech is, you know, what they're doing.
But not even that, man. We did some things. Hopefully they never hear this, because I'll probably get really bad in trouble if they ever hear this, because I signed a lot of paperwork to say nothing about this. But smart cars and the billboard companies, I'm not gonna say their name, but billboard companies are collecting data on people, so that whenever your smart car drives on its loop, because you normally have a loop that you take on a day-to-day basis, so you're going by the same billboards all the time, digital billboards. They can pinpoint where your car is driving and put certain ads that you want to see on the billboards.
Doesn't surprise me.
Fucking creepy though, dude.
With our phones already.
Yeah.
You know, because I'll ask you this. Have you ever thought about something, never spoke it, but getting ads for it?
Oh, yeah.
See, that's strange.
Yeah.
Because that happens to me. And I'm like, I didn't tell any, I wasn't speaking about this. It's not like it didn't hear me say it, but it's an ad.
Well, the thinking about it thing's what's crazy.
That's what I mean. You're thinking about it and I don't know.
So I've been texting my buddy back and forth about, he's the head coach at Arkansas female basketball now, and he wants a strength and conditioning program. So we've been kind of working back and forth with him and just texting back and forth. And then my Instagram all of a sudden just started popping up with all these workout videos. And I really monitor my Instagram, because I think it's fascinating how the algorithms work. So one of the things I do is I only like animal videos. So every day when I'm on Instagram scrolling on through there, and there are other stuff that I like following things, but I only like animal videos because that's all I want to pop up. I don't want like all this other propaganda shit to pop up. Yeah. But when we were texting about the workout routines, all these workout things started popping up, and I was like, oh shit.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Definitely texting about it definitely will make it pop up. Speaking about it will definitely, but I'm wondering if thinking about it.
That's what's creepy.
I mean, I feel like it's happened to me. I mean, do you think it's happened to you? I mean,
I can see that. Yeah.
You think you've thought about something? Have you noticed that? Have you thought about something but didn't speak it, but it come up on your phone?
I'll tell you what I'm doing today. Whenever I get home, I'm going to do that. I'm going to think about something random that I never think about.
Product or just any product, that kind of thing.
Because I haven't noticed that one, but God, if they can do that, I'm done.
Well, there's a thing people could look up called scalar wave technology.
Oh, yeah.
Scalar wave.
Yeah.
which is like microwave is what your brain puts off. But yeah, there's another guy from the
That was a Tesla thing too, right? He was working with scalar waves, right?
probably so. Yeah, probably so. I was trying to think of the other guy's name. It'll come to me, but he was in the late 1800s and stuff, and he was working with stuff like that and like ether technology, stuff like that. But he was talking about some crazy stuff they could track. It's like almost everything is recorded. Everything that happens is recorded, and they could go back in time and see. They could like take pictures in time, like certain time, certain space, and they could actually use people's blood to like track them anywhere in the world and through time, but through scalar wave.
So yeah, one of the cool things about that is I do have some input on this. What was I? I forget the actual name of the project that I was looking into, but if you think about what time is, okay, time is literally just us moving through space. So the Earth moving through space, and we're getting drug along with it. So what that means is that you're not just Travis sitting here right now, that you're an image of Travis sitting here right now, but the other Travis is wherever the West is, because the Earth is moving through the east or west. So wherever the West is, that's where the old Travis was sitting. Okay. And the new Travis will be sitting farther to the east. We're just moving through time. We're literally screenshots in time.
Yeah.
So with what you're saying, they're probably like looking to the west, which would be the past, and they're gathering information from where it used to be. Yeah. With the scalar waves.
Yeah. That makes sense. It's something like that.
It's crazy when you start thinking about this stuff.
I've never heard that take on it either.
Yeah. So one of the reason that this is my theory on this, but I think that the reason the Muslims always pray to the east is because they're praying to the future. So they're putting that intention that they want to happen out into the future, and they're letting it catch up with them as the Earth spins.
Yeah. No, that's true. Yeah, there's a lot. I think even like the Masons, something about the East with Freemasonry. I don't know a lot about it either, but there's something that they're always headed to the East.
Yeah.
So
that's the way the Earth spins.
Yeah, going where the sun comes up and stuff. So, yeah.
Anything else you want to talk about today, Travis? What else you guys have going on here at the gym?
Man, we just been making t-shirts and stuff like that.
Any events planned for the future?
We don't have any events on the schedule. We really don't. We just we have a lot of people that are coming in and out every day. School's about to start up.
Yeah.
People's going to be coming in. We're still growing really well.
Dude, I love your gym. Like, once again, we'll grab some of his videos from inside the gym, because right now we're in the esports center. But we'll grab some of the videos from inside the gym. We'll throw them on the podcast, and
cool.
Yeah, we'll show people the actual gym. But it's I like the iron, the grit of the gym. It's freaking awesome.
Yeah.
And everyone that works there is freaking jacked too. So I mean, it makes you strive for something better too.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I've worked at your kind of standard fitness centers before I started, and we're just so burnt out on that that energy there. And so I just wanted something more edgy and, where people could come and have a good time and have a different atmosphere, basically. Yeah. And so
I think you've accomplished it, man. I look forward to seeing where you guys go in the future.
Yeah.
And where can they find you at?
Instagram's the main place, at Arkansas Muscle Gym. That's our gym page. And then we have this page, which is AR Esports on Instagram.
Tight.
So
if you're ever in Arkansas, make your way through and check out AR Muscle. It's tight. Okay. Travis, thank you for having me today.
Yes, sir.
I enjoyed the conversation, my friend.
Yeah, man. It's been fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.